Everyone, this is Max at MaxCTCG. Thanks for joining me in another video. So in this video, we're going over a new Tachyon card that's revealed for Duelist of Brilliance. Seems like a solid card from what I've been hearing, so let's check it out and see how good it is. Bridge a door between worlds with the Seventh Tachyon, and DP29 is Duelist of Brilliance. So we have Seventh Tachyon. It's a normal spell card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. 1. Reveal one number exceed monster in your extra deck that has a number between 101 and 107 in its name. You cannot special summon the extra for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, except XYZ monsters. Also, add one monster with the same type and or attribute as the revealed monster and a level equal to its rank from your deck to your hand, then place one card from your hand on top of the deck. So this seems like a very good card. This allows you to do some of the one card Tachyon combos that I'll show an example of as well, and can also search you quite a few cards. The only restriction here is that you can only summon exceed monsters from the extra deck after this resolves. So if they does not resolve, then this restriction isn't in place. And you have quite a few options. So what we're going to do is jump into Edo Pro, kind of look at the options that we have. We'll discuss this a little bit, and maybe even look at one of the Tachyon combos, see kind of what this can do in its own archetype, and discuss what it can do outside of that archetype. Everyone, this is Editing Max. If you're enjoying the content, hit that thumbs up button, give the video a like, leave any comments if you have any discussions you want to start, and consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more of this type of content. Everyone, thanks again for watching the content. I hope you enjoy, and we'll get back to it. Alright, so right now we are in EDO Pro and we can check this out. So I have all the seeds here, so you gotta know what the number it seeds. They all have a C number. So they're mostly the same attribute and type, but there's one that's a little different, so it gives you more options. For 101, we have Silent Honor, it's a Water Aqua, rank 4. Then we have C101, Silent Honor Arc, it's a Water Aqua, rank 5. For number 102, Star Seraph Sentry, we have a Light Fairy, rank 4. And for number C102, Archfiend Seraph, we have a rank 5 Light Fairy. And then for number 103, Ragna 0, we have a Water Fairy. For number C103, Ragna Affinity, we have a Water Fairy. For number 104, Masquerade, we have a Light Spellcaster. But for number C104, Umbral Honor Masquerade, we have a Dark Spellcaster. So it's a change in type here for this card. And then for number 105, Battling Boxer Star Cestus, we have a Fire Warrior. And for number 105, Battling Boxer Comet Cestus, we have a Fire Warrior. And then for number 106, Giant Hand, it's a Earth Rock. And for number C106, Giant Red Hand, we also say Earth Rock. And then for the Tachyon cards, we have number 107, Galaxy's Tachyon Dragon. That's a Light Dragon. And then for number C107, Neo Galaxy's Tachyon Dragon, we have a Light Dragon. So there are quite a few options here. So with these, you pretty much can just search anything that either goes with the Aqua or the attribute. For this one, for example, and it'd be rank 4. So you could search a level 4 Aqua or a level 4 Water. But you are going to be locked into Exceed, so I can see this being good in like Shark decks or any major Exceed focus deck. And what's a little scary for some of these stun decks is they could actually search out the barrier statues. So you could actually search out the water, I think in a few different ways, the earth, the light, and the fire. I think the fire is the only one that has a 1 of search. Maybe one of the other ones do, but quite a few of these have like some overlay on how you could search these out. There's a few different water types, and there's aqua. But there's only one rock and I think one earth, so I think this only has one way of searching out. There is a few different light options for getting this, and I believe there's only one fire, so the fire only has one option, I think, as well. So pretty interesting that you can get to these. I don't necessarily like that, but it is something I think stun strategies can use to try to really dig for this card with Prosperity and Pod Duality. You know, because anytime you're just searching a main deck monster, it doesn't matter if your strategy isn't going to be focusing on any of the extra deck at all. You know, they could just sit on these and protect them with spells. So I think that's interesting that it kind of has that synergy. I'm glad it has something, because if we could just search any of these, it's so many types and options. I think the Exceed lock is definitely makes sense. And I'm almost surprised it's not a little bit more restrictive, like with some of these Tachyon cards that I think do restrict more to like Dragon Exceed monster with the Infinity Dragon. So I think there's a lot of options here when it comes to what you can get with this card, and I'm going to show an example of what a one card Tachyon combo could do, just something extra to kind of add into this since it's part of the archetype. There might be more you can do with it even in other archetypes potentially. This is a one card combo with Infinity Dragon. With the 7th Tachyon, you're going to have to put a card back, so you'd have to have an extra card. So it'd be like a 1.5 combo if you're searching it out. But this does do a lot, and it's pretty interesting on what it could do just with this one card. So what we can do is we can activate Infinity Dragon, and that's because we control no monsters, or if your opponent controls a monster 2000 more attack, you can also do this. Let's go in first so we don't have any monsters. We'll activate Infinity, That's going to get us the Afterglow. And Afterglow is important because even though Infinity's negating the effect, Afterglow has an effect when detached, which will still activate as a material. So from here we can exceed. This will let us go into Dragluxion. This lets us add a Galaxy or Tachyon card from our deck to our hand. We're going to use that on summon. We're going to get the Galaxy-ized Tachyon Primal. This is important because we want to be able to get to the Tachyon counter trap, and we want to do this under Nibiru. So we're already at 3 summons here. And because we control an Exceed monster, we can special summon the Tachyon Primal from our hand. And this will be 4th summon, and then we can search the counter trap. We have the counter trap now, and then we can use the Dragluxion's effect to exceed into our rank 8 Dragon Exceed monster with 3000 attack. So it could be the Tachyon, and that could be the 107 Tachyon Exceed monster. So we're going to exceed into that. The reason why we're doing this is because this actually allows our counter trap to actually be active now, because we control Galaxy-ized Tachyon. We can activate from our hand, and we could use this to negate like a card like Nibiru or any hand trap at this point, which is nice, or use it on our opponent's turn, and we can keep it in our hand so we don't have to necessarily set it either. As long as we control this monster, we can use it. And because we detached Afterglow, we can special summon out. So we're going to special summon out the Galaxy-ized Photon Dragon. That just gets us another body to go into another 8. And then from here, we are locked in Dragon Exceed, so we can go into Hope Harbinger. So that will give us the Harbinger, which is a spell negate. We have the counter trap negate, and we'll have 3 other cards in hand because we did put 1 card back. So Galaxy-ized and Tachyon usually play a lot of gas and extenders. So you could probably make even bigger boards and stuff than just this, or potentially have more of a hand trap build. So I think this is pretty interesting, and just with this 1 card, it gives you more access to Infinity Dragon, which already can do this by itself. I think it's pretty interesting, and I think this card is very good. Hey everyone, this is Editing Max. If you're enjoying the content and you want to support the channel, you can check out the TCG affiliate link in the description below. It supports the channel and costs you nothing, and you'll just be doing the same thing you normally do when buying cards from TCG Player. If you're new to buying cards from TCG Player, check out my website. I have a section on it that helps out newer people, kind of explaining some aspects of TCG Player, so that way you get the most out of your money and don't kind of fall into any of these kind of weird things that some people do to kind of push up the prices of cards. If you want to become a patron of the channel, check out my Patreon. It's another way you can help support the channel. We have different perks you can check out, like a lot of archetype proxies you could see on the screen. Every week I put a new one out that everyone on the channel can vote on, and then those go to Patreon for you can print out. You can also join for early access. Some videos will be 1 day early access, others that are in a longer series could be, you know, weeks out in advance, where you can get the entire thing at once. Everyone on YouTube has to wait week by week for all of the videos to come out. You can also join for a exclusive Yu-Gi-Oh! Reaction series where I watch through the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, and we can have a discussion in the comments and kind of watch through it together as well, plus other perks coming out in the future. Everyone, thanks again for watching the content. Alright, well, let me know what you guys think of this card. Do you like it? Is there more that you're seeing for it? Are there any decks you want to splash this in besides some things that I mentioned, like with Stun and the Barrier statues or the Tachyon deck? And let me know what you guys are thinking. I'd love to hear it in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.